It's time for anime review. Get ready for the review of Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha. Nanoha Takamachi is an ordinary third grader who enjoys spending time with her friends and family. And one day she rescues an injured ferret that she had dreamed about the night before. The next day the ferret cries out to her telepathically, asking Nanoha to save him. The ferret reveals himself to be Skari, a mage from another world who is trying to collect the dangerous 27 jewel seeds that he accidentally scattered across the world. He enlists Nanoha's help, gifting her the magical wand, Raising Heart, and then teaches her how to become a powerful mage. Days later, after reclaiming a few of the jewel seeds, another mage appeared, Faith Tessarosa, stronger than Nanoha. Faith refused to indulge her reason in trying to collect the jewel seeds. Nanoha senses a melancholy in her eyes, but Faith refuses to communicate. It is directed by Akihiyuki Shibu and Magical Maho Shoujun. Lyrical Nanoha is a story about the clashes of emotions when goals collide. This has a sequel, spin-off, and awesome movie series. It does also have Nanoha Strikers, Nanoha Vivi, and Vivi Strike as the completed series, and other movies and spin-offs and mangas as well. It has about 13 episodes. It premiered October 3rd, 2004 to December 26, 2004. Based on an original series, it is action, comedy, drama, magic, and superpowers. Each episode is 25 minutes per episode, and this is rated PG-13 for teenagers and older. So let's jump into this review, shall we? Now, starting off with this anime, this is one of my favorite Magical Girl animes. This is kind of what, I guess, was the starting catalyst of me jumping into the Magical Girl genre, besides watching from Sailor Moon and Tokyo Mimu. I think for Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha, which I thought was a spectacular anime when I first watched it. And I feel like the storyline was very plain and simple, nothing to get too overly complicated with the plot. Like a young little girl discovers an injured ferret, gives him magical powers, and helps him with his mission of finding these jewel seeds, the pinnacle point of the plot. And I think it just goes straight forward for there, where eventually she does have a rival that kind of changes the dynamic of the story and has the added addition to the conflicts that every story needs to progress and keep up with the pacing of the show itself. And once you start it, it's hard to put down. Now, despite the childlike appearance in the show, it deals with a lot of heavy issues in the show, a lot of fights, a lot of blood and gore, and like the mentality of what it takes to be a mage in this sense, or a magical girl, and the toll it takes on your body, physical and mental. And I think that storyline does a really good job of doing that. I feel like the graphics for this anime is very nice. The battle sequences and the outfits do a great well of transparency and explain each magical girl's powers and prowess and devices they use to fight and their weapons along with it. I thought it was an interesting note that when you hear weapons talk, they don't speak in Japanese. Like sometimes the weapons are in English and it has like a Japanese subtitle for it, and vice versa. Like some of the weapons might be in a different language and the subtitles might fit it for the anime itself. I feel like with that much detail, it was really hard to put down. And like I continue with the series, with the other spin-off, the other series, and its adaptation from this anime, which I loved and kept impressing me more and more, because that's how these characters grow over the course of years and development and like obstacles they face along the way. I feel like the opening and songs, including the music and the battles, are quietly well done and match the characters perfectly, especially with the voice actors bringing these characters to life. And the product of that is seeing the true potential of the characters, like traits and personality, hobbies, interests and goals that make them try to be a better person. And I think also I just found it like very comforting when Nanoha and her weapon, Raising Heart, work together, try to improve and help one another. I think that's very sweet, a very good example of character development. I feel the characters are really good, very developed early on. I feel like when you're first introduced to Nanoha and her environment and her nature of her background, it fits really well. And then we switch to Faith, who we introduced later on in the series, and I think having these two girls from two different backgrounds kind of like balance each other out. Like these characters you kind of relate to and watch them grow over the years are very relatable, very lovable, and I feel like you can relate to either or depending on what side that you fall on. I feel like these characters, that they are given so much good details and development that nothing seems to be left out of the picture, which is pretty good. I feel like when you're fleshing out characters, that they have to be fleshed out really well, unless you want your reader to be lost in it. But overall that I really wasn't lost in. I kind of knew like the family members from Nanoha's family versus Faith's family, her friends, and how they just grew up into different spectrums and the how they were raised in their environment, how the product of their environment turned them out to be. I think that was a very interesting way for this anime to turn the magical girl genre on its head. I feel like my enjoyment factor for this was like blown out the window because at the 13 episodes isn't long enough, but I'm glad I watched the remaining of the series, the sequels, the spin-offs, everything like that to see these characters grow into like a young adulthood and adults and how they like, show like little flashbacks of when they were younger, how they first started out. And these battles, like these battle scenes in general, they are awesome. Like the plot is so good, the drama is good, the suspense has me on the edge of my seat every time I watch it. I'm like, what's gonna happen next? I think that's a really good time for a magical girl genre to like have the whole over their audience and make them like keep running to the end like they did with like other animes in the past with Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura, and Tokimimo. Like I grew up with little like those intense battle scenes and like the lessons and the friendship bonds that form with it, that I've been watching overall. And I think if you haven't really dove into the magical drama genre or think all magical girl genres are the same, you might be mistaken because each genre and magical tries to stand out from the rest to set them apart because I admit there is a lot of magical girl genres out there in anime for it, but they all are trying to set themselves different from the rest, which I think is a really nice touch to this anime. And I would give this anime definitely a solid like 8 out of 10 because there are more to the series, so like the rating for each of the different spin-offs and series will like be higher than the next. But if you're just starting out for the magical girl drama genre, I think this anime is definitely for you. Thanks for tuning in to this review. Give this big video a big thumbs up. Let me know that you like it. Don't forget to comment down below in the comment section what anime you want me to review next. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more contents and more videos. And I will see you soon. Until then, bye.